have a real problem, like a serious problem with the car right now. Good morning, everybody. It is the start of Saturday race weekend in May, and it is very overcast. I was expecting it to be sunny, and it's going to be cold and overcast the next 2 days. And I'd love to turn on my heater here. It's like a heater AC unit, but I have no generator, so we're going to have to deal with that. Right now, my car is obviously not right here, and it just so happens to also not be right here. The reason for that is it's getting the tires on there, and those tires were a nightmare. They got lost by FedEx. They barely got here yesterday, which means I had to drive all the way back home after practice yesterday to pick them up and then bring them down here. But right now they're at velocity, getting put on the car. So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna put something up that I intended to put up before the weekend started, because I got nothing else to do. We won't be able to finish this before I get on track, but this is something I've wanted in the trailer for a while, because this will be kind of nice and convenient. But it's kind of just a temporary solution. Definitely, as I build up the trailer, it's going to get a lot fancier. Let me show you what's in this box. What we have here is a whiteboard, a dry erase board. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it up on the wall. You can't really see the whole area, but I'm going to put it up right here. And I'm just going to slap it across, and then I'll have a whiteboard in the trailer. Now this is, like I said, a temporary solution. I want like a permanent whiteboard, not just a whiteboard sticker, because these are only so good. So we need to figure out how we're going to try to make sure this thing is level, and then stick it on this wall right here. Alright, it's been an hour and a half. I went to go get my car to go on track, and they were only done with one of the tires. So I ultimately didn't get on track, which is really unfortunate because I missed my first session. Then I had to go instruct. Now that instructing is done, I'm back. But like I said, everything kind of fell through. So nothing's happened for the first half of the day so far. I mean, first quarter of the day. So we're gonna go ahead and just ignore all of that and focus back on this. So as you can see, I just wiped that off. I gotta get the surface clean, but I've gotta figure out exactly how much whiteboard I want. This is the approximate height of it. And then I can obviously do 2 layers of it if I wanted to. And I was thinking more or less just this whole surface here from top to bottom. You can't really see up there right now. All the way to more or less this spot here. So from between there and there, and there and there, I was gonna do all whiteboard. So I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this whole surface down. Then we're gonna try and adhere this bottom first, top second, and then we'll have a surface I can use for instructing, keeping notes, seeing how fast I'm going, tire pressures. And yes, I'm putting a whiteboard instead of going into the car because, well, I didn't go out for my first session, so there's nothing I need to change. The car's already set up to go out. I just didn't get to go out, so. It's got instructions. Who needs those? Basically, it told me to do exactly what I just did and then stick it on there. So, smarter than the instructions. I've got to get the other half of it done. It is mere minutes away from me being on track, so I'm gonna quickly rush, get in the car. I'm already half ready. Just got to get the cameras rolling, and I'm gonna make sure I get on track because I actually need to get my session today. Second session's the fastest. This is my best chance today to make time. So let's go. So I've just finished up with lunch here. Looking at my schedule here, had my instructing session. My student's doing great. There wasn't a lot of time between my HPD 1 session and my instructing session, about 2 hours, which isn't super short, but you know, a lot of that was used up with eating. So now we're moving into my next session, 1:35. I've got a few minutes, probably about 20 minutes before it's supposed to go out. I'm still only half done with my wall here, but that's fine. Racing is more important. But I'm gonna get ready. So I've got my session. I'm taking my instructor out in a 2-3 session so I can give him a better idea of how his car can handle. And then immediately following taking him out, it's his session. And then I gotta get back, rotate my tires, and then get out for my 4th session of the day. So it's gonna be hectic. Session 3 completed. I did my instructing where I took my student's car out to show him the line. Like I said, he's doing great. That's just gonna help him do that much better. Whiteboard project still is just as done as it was this morning. So that'll get done tonight. Whether it gets done before I'm done racing, that's to be seen. Let me grab a hat. I know, like guys. I'm not a hat guy. I think I look terrible in a hat. But this, like the helmet hair with the wind, I just can't do it at the track. So I had to start getting a hat. I had to start bringing a hat. I know guys, I'm not a hat guy. It's not my thing. But we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna rotate our tires. Something I started doing, I have these labeled a little bit differently. A and then 212 here. This is an idea I came up with a little while ago because I was tired of writing in the marks here. So I just figured, you know, give them letters and then a number for what it is. That way you can just put it in a notebook. I recommended to my friend that he do it too, and they're doing it already. And they have like A1, A2, A3, A4. So I have A212. So that's obviously the tire, and then 21, the year, and then this is tire 2 of a set of 21. So I'll recycle the letters every year. So as I buy new tires, I'll get a set of B's, C's, D's, E's, F's, and then next year I'll get A again, and then it will be A22. That's my new tire modeling system. I'm gonna take this absolutely god-awful can and get the rest of the fuel out of it. It's slow. It's so slow. So quick note, I've decided I'm not gonna rotate my tires yet. I'm gonna go catch the end of the Thunder race, which is the Spec Miatas and a few other cars. So I'm gonna go catch the end of that race, which is almost over. And I instruct immediately following that. So, switching my hat for a helmet, and we'll go watch that. When I'm done instructing, I have, I think about an hour. Yeah, I have approximately just under an hour before my next race, and I can swap out my tires then. So I'm gonna go watch this race. Okay, so with the Spec Miata race over and my instructing session over, it is finally time that these wheels rotated. Since this is a fresh set of wheels, it's going to be that one to that corner and that one to that corner, and then vice versa, obviously.
Andrew, wheel.
There. With all that done, tires rotated, GoPro batteries changed. They're calling for my group, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my shoes on, get out on track, and we'll see if we can put down a quick time. And away they go. Yeah, I have my hat backwards because I needed to be able to see. Yes, it's not done, guys. It's not done. I've got to finish it. It's gonna happen. It was a busy day. We do still have tomorrow to run. Right now, what I need to do tonight is I need to get my car into one of the garages over there. There's a garage that I've already got designated that my car's gonna get stuck in for the night, just in case it rains while I'm away. I gotta get the trailer packed up. And guys, look, the day's over, so no better time than right now to do it. But I'm gonna finish this. I'm gonna get the car put away, but I'm gonna finish this after I do that. Now here's where the genius comes in. Temporary solution, blue painter's tape. Long-term solution, gaffer tape. I'm going to create a border around this that's perfectly square, because this is perfectly square edge to edge, and then it will just look framed in. The other reason that this solution is a thing, and then I'm putting tape around it, is so that when the pen goes too far, it doesn't mark the trailer, it goes on the tape instead. Whiteboard. I forgot which type of board to write. I'm dyslexic, give me a break. I think that more or less does it for tonight. I've got to get home, have some dinner, drop some stuff off somewhere, and get some rest for tomorrow. Third place isn't bad. I'm happy that I got third over dead last, but you know, looking for better results. We can only hope for more tomorrow, and I'm excited to see what we can get. Welcome back, guys, to day 2, and I'm refilming this intro because I realized when I grabbed my camera that my mic was turned off. So I didn't capture audio from my intro for the day. Sorry for that. Sucks to be me sometimes. Intro-wise, seems I'm surrounded by go-karters. There's a go-kart event happening over there. But regardless, it's completely surrounded by go-karters, and I just did my first session. We're doing TT also, all TTs out there. And it was going swimmingly. And then I went through turn 5, I think. And I was having fuel starvation issues because I was a little low on fuel, and my car went into some form of limp mode and would not go over 55 miles an hour. So at 55 miles an hour, I came off track and limped it back home. But I'm gonna fill it up, and I'm going to then take it to the back ring road over there, and I'm gonna do some pulls to see if I can get it to go above 55, you know, back into racing condition, and see if that works. If not, I'm gonna have to talk to some E46 guys. I've taken it off and I've run it around the back ring road, and it's fine. It was some weird form of limp mode. I think it had to do with the lack of fuel to start off with. So it kind of just shut itself off because it noticed it was struggling for fuel and it put itself into that limp mode. Second session is in approximately 40-ish minutes. So second session, always the fastest session. Sometimes it can be third if you're really lucky, but second session is where it's going to be at. So I'm hoping to put down, if I can hit 144 today, I'll be stoked. But if I get in a low 145s, I'll be happy with that time. Might be calling it. Might be calling it. Just finished my second session of the day, and it's not good at all. I thought last weekend breaking something, it was like, okay, you know, a small little break, interesting content for a video, you know, whatever, we're out racing, we break some stuff. I have a real problem, like a serious problem with the car right now. I apologize for not filming a lot this weekend. Saturday was busy because I was instructing on top of racing. And today, after my second session around 10:50 or so when I got off track because of my issue, I have had this car in the air. I have been under it. I pulled off the valve cover gasket, or the valve cover, not the gasket itself, but the valve cover, and a few other things, and looked at a few things, and spent hours trying to diagnose this problem. I guess I will give you guys, we'll get to, when we get to the garage, we'll give a breakdown of what's happening, maybe kind of a more or less recap of the weekend. This very well could end my year. This might be the last race I'm able to participate in this year. So we will see. I'm going to hope not. Maybe able to fix this relatively inexpensively or easily, who knows. So I'm going to strap it down. I'm going to clean up this disaster of a mess. And I'm going to go home. So I'm going to make this brief. I've already filmed this, and I realize I tend to ramble, and I'm not happy with my other recordings of this recap. So I'm going to try and make this one quick and just kind of get to the point. During my second session out there, the engine made a very horrible sounding noise. Can't tell as well on the GoPro as I could tell in person, but it was not a good noise to hear from the engine. I pitted the car, my check engine light came on at the same time and started making that noise too. I brought the car into the pits, turned it off, turned it back on again when I got to my trailer. Check engine light was gone. Something was still up. I spent the rest of my day from that point on until about 7 p.m. working on the car, trying to figure out what was wrong, see if we could get it working again. But in the end, I just pushed the car into the trailer with the help of some people. When we got it here, we pushed it off the trailer, and this thing hasn't turned on since then because something is seriously wrong with it. Like I said, it might be the end of my year. I don't want it to be, but if it's the whole engine, if something's wrong with the whole engine, this car just hit 87,000 miles, I think, the day that this happened. And that means that if I were to try and source an engine of equivalent quality to what was in the car, they're about $10,000. And I don't have $10,000 to spend on an engine. Obviously my mind is going wild with all the theories of what it could have been, what it could be, versus what it, actually is. I have no idea at this current moment, but, if it's something cheap to fix, then it's something cheap to fix. But if it's a whole engine, then that would very easily end my racing season, because last year I quit my decently well-paying job to move into a new career field that has potential at higher income, but it's a slow growth. So I already knew this year would be very tight on the finances, with hope that next year and the year after would be significantly easier. But unfortunately, because of that, my budget this year does not allow for a new engine. We do have a theory that it may just be a head gasket. If that is the case, then this will be a very simple fix, and I will be able to get back out there on track. But there's always the fear that it's not a head gasket, because it's something we weren't able to diagnose at the track, and it's something I have yet to been able to diagnose here. But on a less somber note, this actually is video 52. What do you mean by that, you might ask? It's actually video 55. But what I mean by video 52 is that this video, when it comes out, will have been my 52nd weekly upload for, so in other words, a year. So this will be my 1-year anniversary to basically seriously doing YouTube. I did 3 videos before this. I did start the channel to do YouTube. It wasn't like just a channel where I was just going to randomly upload videos whenever I felt like it. It was intentionally to be a place where I could follow myself and look back at my progression as I go from where I was to where I am currently, and obviously where I will be in the future. But this video is the 1-year marker to my starting of that process. So thank you guys so much for supporting me for that year. Like I said, I was going to try and keep this as short as possible while still getting all the information in that I needed to get in. So I think that more or less is going to cover it. Anyway guys, I hope you liked the video. If you guys did like it, leave a like down below. If you guys really like the content, consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot, especially when situations like this happen. Obviously I don't make any money off of YouTube, so it's not like I'm getting any financial support in regards to my current situation, but all forms of support are still appreciated. So anyway, I'll see you guys in the next video.